So today I want to talk about the matching process and about panel, because yes, obviously panel is really scary because you go in and you feel that you're going to be approved or not approved. To be honest, panel is really just a wax seal like the Queen gives. It's already decided. Your PAR report and everything within it is really the final document, and they are just sealing it with an approval. It's very unlikely anything's going to come up in panel which you haven't had flagged up to you before. So, if there are any issues, it would have already come up. Questions that come up in panel are only off your PAR report. So as long as you know what's written in your PAR report, nothing is going to hit you out of the blue. And any sort of question marks will have already been dealt with. So I know panel is completely nerve-wracking, and it is very odd when you walk in and there's about 12 or 14 people sitting around a table. And yes, they do ask questions, and they will make sure you don't hide behind your partner in terms of they'll say, this question is for X or this question is for Y. But there's several things to remember about that. One is everything's off the PAR report, so just stick very closely to what you said there. Don't sort of ramble off, because you just don't need to. And secondly, if anything's in any way awkward or difficult, your social worker will probably step in and answer for you. And you are always allowed to pause before you speak. You don't have to just say something. And you're always allowed to not go on and on. You can just say something and then be quiet. And the other thing that's really helpful for someone like me who does need a bit of time to think is to say, really good question, I'd just like a minute to think about that, so perhaps my partner could answer it, or perhaps my social worker could answer it. So you put it on someone else, and then when they've said something and you've had a bit of time to think, then you can go back and give an answer as well. So don't feel pressurised by it. Don't get into that thing of over-talking. Don't go off your PAR report, and you'll be absolutely fine. When you're introduced to the people on the panel, you'll see, like, there's a GP, there's a ex-adopter, there's an adoptee. There'll be a bunch of different people, a load of people from the council. And, you can sort of imagine, can't you, that the GP is going to be asking anything, say if there's any health issues or, anything specific to her, or the lawyer might ask more legal questions, like I think my partner was asked about finances with his ex-wife. So you can sort of guess the areas they're going to be interested in. But as I say, nothing's going to come out of the blue. They're only allowed to go off the PAR report. You'll probably already know which bits of that they might want to go off. In my case, my partner, who'd been married for 15 years, the social worker never talked to his ex-wife, and that came up in panel. And I'm not really surprised, because I was actually surprised that she didn't talk to her. We did contact her and we did say, is it okay if you're contacted? But our social worker decided that since she'd been out of our life for 10 years and I'd never even met her, it wasn't relevant. So in panel they said, why wasn't the ex-wife interviewed? And she just said that. She said she's not anything to do with her life and hasn't been for a long time. So, and I think she took the view that my partner was very over her, and very just a very sort of healthy view on why their relationship didn't work and how he felt about her. So yeah, she didn't see any reason to take that forward. So yeah, just be aware that panel is really just sealing a done deal, and that you're not really put on the spot, because if you did feel you're put on the spot, you could just ask if somebody else could answer it first. And they're all very nice and very supportive. So try very hard not to be as nervous as I'm sure you'll feel.